In the remote northern regions of Europe, where forests stretch endlessly into icy horizons and mountains rise like jagged teeth against the sky, old tales whisper of a creature that once roamed these lands. It was called the Morgan Beast, a name passed down through generations of hunters, travelers, and villagers who swore that they had either seen it or heard its unearthly roar echoing through the valleys. Though modern science has found no confirmed fossils or remains, the Morgan is described in countless journals, folklore archives, and oral traditions. The details are strikingly consistent. A hulking animal that seemed part wolf, part bear, with a dark pelt that shimmered faintly blue when touched by moonlight. Most chilling of all were its eyes, described as glowing silver in the dark, like mirrors reflecting starlight. The first written record dates back to the 16th century, in the diary of a Norwegian traveler who claimed to have encountered the beast on a snow-covered mountain pass. He described it as a giant of fur and claw, whose roar made the stones tremble. Local villagers, he wrote, called it the guardian of the mountains. They believed the Morgan only appeared before great storms, its cry serving as a warning that nature's fury was near. For centuries, the Morgan became both a symbol of fear and reverence. Villagers would leave offerings of meat at the edge of the forest, not to appease it but to acknowledge its presence like a neighbor too powerful to be ignored. Hunters spoke of finding enormous tracks in the snow, far larger than those of any bear known to science. Sometimes they claimed the tracks simply stopped, as if the beast had vanished into thin air. By the 19th century, interest in the Morgan had grown beyond folklore. Expeditions set out to find it, armed with rifles, lanterns, and notebooks. One of the most famous accounts came from Edward Hamilton, a British explorer who traveled to Scandinavia in 1898. In his journal, later discovered among his belongings, Hamilton described a night unlike any other. The wind had died to a silence so complete that even the trees seemed afraid to move. Then came the sound, low at first like the groaning of the earth itself. We followed it into the pass, and there, illuminated by the pale glow of the aurora, stood a creature that defied reason. It was taller than a man, broader than any bear I have ever seen, with fur so dark it seemed to swallow the light. Its eyes burned with a cold silver fire. My companions fled, but I stood frozen, unable to look away. When it roared, the mountains shook, and I knew in that instant we were trespassers in its domain. Hamilton never returned to England. His expedition ended in tragedy, with several members disappearing without a trace. The survivors insisted the Morgan had attacked, though no bodies were ever recovered. After this incident, sightings became increasingly rare. By the early 20th century, the Morgan beast had vanished from records, slipping into the realm of legend. Some argued that it had gone extinct, perhaps a relic of prehistoric times, a cousin of the short-faced bear that once ruled Ice Age Europe. Others believed it had never existed at all, that fear and isolation had conjured the monster from shadows and snowdrifts. Yet the mystery persists. Even today, hikers in the Scandinavian highlands report strange noises before storms. A deep, resonant bellow that seems to roll across the mountains like thunder. Some claim to have glimpsed a massive dark shape moving against the whiteness of the snow, gone in the blink of an eye. Locals, though less vocal now, still speak of the Morgan in hushed tones. They say it was never truly an animal, but a guardian, sent by the earth itself to keep balance between man and nature. Its disappearance, some argue, coincides too neatly with the industrial age, when forests were cut down, rivers dammed, and mountains mined. Perhaps the Morgan did not die but chose to leave, retreating to some hidden place where the world's corruption cannot reach. Whether beast, legend, or spirit, the Morgan remains one of history's great enigmas. It is a reminder of how much lies hidden in the folds of our past, waiting for discovery or for belief. And sometimes, when lightning dances across the peaks in the silence before the storm grows heavy, old hunters still glance nervously toward the forest edge, as if expecting silver eyes to glow once more in the dark. For perhaps the Morgan beast is not gone at all. Perhaps it waits watching until the balance of the mountains tips again, and humanity is reminded that not all legends are meant to fade.